Allen Cooper CPAs, located in the heart of East Nashville, offer a wide variety of tax services for individuals and businesses. Contact them at 615-257-0646 and visit their website, allcooper.com, for a full list of services.
Talkapolis, the social media TV network for your city.
And welcome back, everybody, to Political Soup. For those two nasty phone calls I got after my last admission, I'm sorry. Maybe I should change memberships in organizations. However, I do like a steak, and a good glass of wine never hurts. But gentlemen, in the state of Tennessee, unlike other places, we won't be getting it in the grocery stores, but we came close.
Oh, was that the outcome?
Well, that's the outcome as of right now. It looks like it's going to die for this year, and our company's been on the side of putting wine in grocery stores. And I know there are plenty of liquor store owners and others who have a different point of view, but we believe that it should be convenient and available, and most other states have wine in grocery stores.
When I go to Florida, I mean, the wine section in the grocery store there is large, and so what you're telling me is that what you have is you have certain interest, the liquor store business,
right?
Because beer is in supermarkets, but wine and alcohol, not non-beer alcohol, can be only sold in liquor stores, and you're saying that that's a fairly powerful lobby here in Tennessee. And
I would say,
is
yes.
Are there more on that side? I mean, like I remember at one point you had that deal about, you had a dry county, and you had the liquor store owners in the county next to it, and the preachers who would line up to keep this county dry. So the people here had to go over here to buy liquor.
They call it the Lobbyist Retirement Act because it keeps coming back year after year, and our firm's been involved with it for several years, but. This latest version would allow a vote by the people of the county in question. If you're a dry county, you don't have to have it. If you're a county that only allows beer sales, you don't have to have it. But it would allow a vote of the people in the county as to whether or not they wanted to offer wine in grocery stores. It was beaten in kind of a surprise maneuver. Somebody switched over at the last second. It could be brought back up again, so I don't want to, sound the death knell. I hope it does come back up again. But it's an interesting issue in that it really pits some of the strongest lobbies on Capitol Hill and Nashville against each other. And the grocery lobby is certainly, they're out there in force. The Kroger people and others are letting their voices be known. And then the citizens overwhelmingly, the survey shows citizens are overwhelmingly for putting wine in grocery stores. So it's an interesting issue in that the lobbyists are kind of in a stalemate, and yet it's a pretty popular issue otherwise.
Well, let me ask you, Mike, about another issue that's local in nature, because I've heard the ads on it, and that's this thing about if you buy a ticket to a concert or a game or something that you don't own the ticket, that you can't even. I heard an ad where they're saying that there's legislation afoot or something that you can't even give your ticket to somebody, and I've only heard the ad, so I may have even misstated what I think I know. But
that's another issue we're involved in.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Good. Well, good.
It's a
hot seat.
It's a bill called the Fairness in Ticketing Act, which is being pushed by Ticketmaster, and it's the farthest thing from the Fairness in Ticketing Act in reality. And what it does is it gives Ticketmaster and its parent company and sister companies more say-so over what happens to your ticket once you buy it. And basically it says that they don't like what you're doing with it, they could take it away from you. And the American Conservative Union, the Institute for Liberty, a whole lot of groups have come out on our side of this thing saying this is a basic property rights issue and we're against this bill. And it's a very close vote in the legislature. I hope it's beaten this year.
What is the law right now? If I buy a ticket to a Titans game,
you can do whatever you want with it. You could donate it to a charity for a silent auction. You can sell it through StubHub for 5 times its value if it's like an AFC playoff game. You can give it to Joe.
Okay.
I know he's probably done that lots of times, Joe.
Well,
And
I'm minimum wage. I can't buy my own.
or you can
stuff.
use it yourself. And so you've got all kinds of options. Under this bill, it gives the person who issued the ticket, not the person, but the venue that issued the ticket, total control over what's done with that ticket after that. So if you buy a concert ticket at Bridgestone, Bridgestone will have say-so over what happens to it. If they don't like that you're going to sell it through StubHub, they might even make it into a paperless ticket, which is becoming more and more prevalent, where there is no ticket. You go to the show, you show your credit card you used to buy the ticket and your photo ID, and then they let you in. So it makes it almost impossible for you to transfer it.
Well, that's interesting, because wasn't there just a case before the U.S. Supreme Court on books and music or something like this, that if I buy a book and I want to resell the book, that the publisher, I think publishers were trying to make it so I couldn't resell a book that I'd paid for, and the Supreme Court ruled that once somebody's bought a book, it's their book.
Right.
And so wouldn't this, I mean...
No, that's a good analogy,
Okay.
and that's what the issue is here. Our proponents believe that if you bought that ticket, you own that ticket, and you ought to be able to do what you want with it.
Yeah, okay. All right. Well, good. I'm glad we had a chance to talk about that, because I wasn't quite sure, and that does make perfect sense.
And this comes on the heels of a recent investigation by a local TV station talking about, without calling names, certain ticket organizations, sell their tickets, but the really good ones you're not going to get anyway.
Well, the Channel 5 recently did an investigation here in Nashville where they looked at the Justin Bieber concert, which was in January at Bridgestone Arena. There were 14,000 seats for that concert. 1,000 of them went on sale to the general public, and the other 13,000 went to Justin Bieber, his fan club, American Express, all these other organizations. And so there's a lot going on with tickets that we don't realize in the general public. There ought to be more transparency, period, about where these tickets are going.
Now then, how did those 13,000 tickets, were they then resold by those various organizations at whatever price they wanted to?
Yeah, Channel 5 found that Bieber, I doubt that Justin Bieber himself, but his organization was out scalping his tickets before they ever went on sale to anybody else. And then American Express has a deal where they can re-offer tickets or offer tickets to concerts that no one else can get their hands on. The fan clubs, people pay to get in these fan clubs, and then they get access to tickets that then they can scalp or keep themselves or whatever they want to do. But overall, it's a big scam. It really is.
Interesting.
It's the bottom line. That's also the end of our time today. Mike, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Hope we'll see you more often.
All right, thanks.
This was fun. I was expecting a 12-round grudge match, and I got two guys just staying in the clinch too much. Crom, hope you're here for a while.
Well, I am. I'll be out of town a little bit next week, but we'll be able to do our next political soup a little sooner than the gap we had from the last one.
All right, we'll get all the ingredients ready, and I guarantee you Crom will mix it up and stoke the fire before we're done. For Crom Carmichael and our special guest, Mike Piggott, I'm Joe Williams. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time on Political Soup.